Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
You could prefer Nuka-Cola or Sunset Sarsaparilla. You could be exploring the Capital Wasteland, New Vegas, or the Commonwealth. You could specialize in whatever it is that makes you special. But war never changes. And that's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Casters Guild. I am your guild master, Rick Perry, and I'm supporting the Brotherhood of Steel.
And I am your guild master, Baron Red Rocket Kane.
And joining us tonight are two new guild members. Feel free to introduce yourselves.
I am Lori, and I have been obsessed with Fallout for almost all my life. So,
hi, I'm Katie, and Fallout might be the only game series that I play. My one favorite game.
All right, so tonight we're talking Fallout, and I couldn't think of two better guests to have on because you both wear Fallout merch 24/7 and have tons of Fallout stuff, and if given the chance, you will talk about Fallout above anything else.
This is literally that's why it's backwards. See,
just to let you know, it's forward for us.
Damn it! Yeah. It's backwards for me.
I feel like we should start this conversation with a praise be to Todd, because without Todd, we wouldn't have Fallout the way we like it today.
That's very true.
True.
Praise be to Todd.
Praise be to Todd.
So let's start with what is your favorite Fallout game?
Who wants to go first? Because I already know my answer.
New Vegas?
Mine's also New Vegas. It's
the
best one, hands down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I personally recognize that New Vegas is a superior game, but I have to say Fallout 3 because of the amount of time I've spent with it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I think New Vegas was cool because it was a different studio with it feels different.
Yeah.
It feels like it feels like the best Fallout could be at that moment. It's just a good game.
100%. I think it also depends on what game you start out with first. Because I think if I started off with 3, I would have been obsessed with 3. But it really is just when it's kind of like The Office and Parks and Rec. Whatever you watch first is going to be your go-to show. I think that's the same thing with Fallout.
Yeah, when Fallout 3 came out, let's see, I was 18 years old when Fallout 3 came out, and I had not been playing video games for very long. I'd maybe been playing video games for a year or two and not had ever touched an RPG type of game to save my life. I mean, you're talking to someone who has an obsession with the Lego series and Cooking Mama. I am not Fallout's target audience by any means. And so, but I think New Vegas is when I was oh, this is what gaming is.
Yeah.
I got it. This is it. Okay, cool. Now I like video games.
Baron, your favorite Fallout game?
Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
For the base building.
Yeah, I think Fallout 4 has a lot of cool the DLC content for 4 is primo, because I'm a Nuka-Cola person, and there's Nuka World.
Yes, 100%.
And that is an entire game unto itself for me.
Yeah, that's why the DLCs are just essentially their own games.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the DLC for Fallout 4 is the superior DLC game.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But we're not going to talk about 76, right? Do we just omit that from our memory?
We're going to.
We're going to talk about it.
I didn't hate it. I played it for from beta testing for a solid year, but I keep telling myself I'm going to reinstall it.
My problem with 76 is I keep reinstalling it, and then I play it for a bit because I'm oh, there's a bunch of new changes.
Yeah.
And I'll go the new changes, and I'll be oh, this is better. And then after a while, I'm but still not good enough. And then I just uninstall it again and end up not. Yeah, I appreciate it for what it is, I guess. But there are other things I'd rather be spending my time on.
I feel like it would have been a great Fallout game if it wasn't an online game. I was dying for an Appalachia Mountain Man, like, post-apocalyptic Fallout. Like, when I heard John Denver in the trailer, I was sobbing. And then it was like, oh, but I have to play with other people, and these other people are going to be jerks, or
Right.
like you can't control the controllables. You can play it by yourself and try to do it by yourself. And like me and my husband and like my brother-in-law all played together for a long time, and like the base building was fun, but it would have been, I think, if they just would have put more effort and make it into a standalone game, it would have been great.
I think everybody thinks that. Even the people who enjoy 76, they can't deny that it would have been a better, just single-person, standalone game.
Someone just give me an Appalachia Fallout. That's all I'm at.
Which, I mean, they could still fuck around and do that. Just
Yeah.
to the Fallout 4 time period and go to town.
I mean, they do put, like, 4 to 5 years in between each game, which means we should have gotten one last year.
Yeah.
Hopes and dreams.
I think the financial failure of 76, followed by the fact that it's now Microsoft exclusive, and like a lot of other things that happened with Bethesda. I think that's the reason we didn't get a new Fallout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Microsoft exclusive really. I mean, not that I to be honest with everybody, just re-completed Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4 on PC. I am just now getting comfortable with shooting in PC. I am not a PC. I'm a Minecrafter on PC, like great at Minecraft, but shooting was not my forte, and so I just not joking, like during quarantine a few months ago, finished Fallout 4 for the first time on PC. So I mean, I'm really kind of heartbroken that they kind of went Microsoft exclusive, because either I'm gonna have to play on PC or buy an Xbox, and we just don't buy Xboxes in this family. We're a Sony family.
Same.
I was very heartbroken the day that announcement came out. I was like, oh god, no. I guess I just have to play on PC for me.
It didn't change much for me because I've always had an Xbox. That's how I started with New Vegas and everything too. So I was already prepared.
See, no.
I saw it. I feel like everybody saw it coming though. It was coming.
I think it might be okay. I just want them to do. It's one of those things I just don't want it to end. I don't want 76 to be their last game.
No, absolutely not.
It will.
Do not.
76.
I don't want Fallout Shelter to be there.
Right.
As like a top achievement.
I can tell you from living in Maryland and always knowing a guy who knew a guy. Like I always had friends who knew people who worked for Bethesda because I lived in Maryland. So obviously I did. Everybody who worked for that company hated Sony. Apparently developing for Sony consoles and things like that was something they've always had issues with, and they always thought it was more difficult than developing for Microsoft consoles and developing for PC. So they always hated the fact that they had to develop for PlayStation. So as much as I prefer PlayStation to Xbox, I still don't own an Xbox currently. If the only way I'm going to be able to play Fallout is on PC, then so be it. But I mean, it had to make the workers there happier, I guess.
Yeah.
And if they get to spend less time developing for a console they find frustrating, then maybe they'll come out with a better product.
True.
One can only hope. As I'm learning, PC is master race anyways, so I just need to learn how to play all my games. Listen, I have a Switch and a PC at this point in my life, and just have adapted the PC master race.
I'm still getting used to it.
And if you really can't get used to keyboard and mouse, you can always plug in a controller.
I found shooting with a keyboard and mouse much more easier than a controller. And I am not a shooter, which is one of the reasons I love Fallout, because there's a VAT system.
Yeah.
And I can slow time down, and I can, pick where I want to aim, and then let the button go and hope that I have enough to use VATs again. That was one of the things I think I fell in love with first, was oh, okay, I can shoot in this game. I can kill. I am not just running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Because, I tried playing, Halo. I've tried shooter games. Not very good. But Fallout, had that mechanism that like was like, oh no, you can play this, it's okay. Like we have something that can assist you.
Yeah.
We'll slow down time and give you a chance to get those shots in.
Honestly, I thought VATS was. To give you a little bit of background, I didn't start playing Fallout 3 until like New Vegas had already been released, and like I worked at a GameStop at the time, and my friends were talking about this awesome game that they were having so much fun with, and it was Fallout. And Fallout 3, I think the special edition, like the Game of the Year edition that came with all the DLC, pre-owned was like $15. So I went ahead and bought it, and then I tried it like 6 times before I actually liked it. Like I started the game over like 6 times, making different characters with different special setups, trying to figure out how the mechanics of this game worked. And I was like, no, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. And then finally I tried it again and was like, oh, okay. I like this game. I like this game a lot. And then after I'd spent a ridiculous amount of time with Fallout 3, I was still working at GameStop, and somebody came in with a Fallout New Vegas special edition, the one that came with like the cards, the platinum chip, all the poker chips, the comic book, and they traded it in. And I was like, you realize you don't get any extra trading credit for all this stuff. You could just hand me the game, and you get the same amount of trading credit. And they were like, yeah, but I'm done with it, and like somebody else will get some enjoyment out of this. And I was like, okay. So I traded it in, gave him the credit, and then he walked out the store. I grabbed it, walked around the counter, put it in front of my other coworker, and was like, I'd like to ring this out, please. So, and that's how I got New Vegas. And then I spent a bunch of time in New Vegas, and now that I knew how Fallout worked because of Fallout 3, I had a really good time with that too. And now, okay, I was like, why did I tell that story again? I was like, to give my perspective on how I engaged Fallout. And when I first started Fallout, I had to admit that was a brilliant system, because you spend so much time creating this RPG shooter. And in RPGs, your stats and everything like that, it all matters. But if you spend a bunch of your points into becoming good at guns and then you're crap at aiming, then what's the point of spending your points there? And that makes it so when you spend the points in those guns, your character is good at aiming. You don't have to be, which is something that RPGs need to be able to put into the game, that like you spent the points there, your character can be good at something that you're not good at. And that's brilliant in my opinion, because I don't know how else you would do that in a game other than like maybe aimbots or something like that, but it was excellent.
Yeah, and it does give you that like the replayability of it, because you're right, I've now played the game I don't know how many times. And they're like each time I'm like, okay, this is the time I'm gonna dump all of my points into melee. And I'm gonna be melee. Like I'm just gonna go hit people with a power fist. Like that's what I'm gonna do this time. I'm gonna do the entire game that way. And you can do it, and it's fun, and it's great, and you'll find the special, weapons and legendary drops for that type of gameplay. Or like the next time you want to be a super sneaky ninja, you can be a super sneaky ninja. Like, go for it. Put all your points into that. I think I thoroughly, because once again, this is my first experience with having an RPG option. Like, not knowing where to dump my points into the first time I played it. I could not kill a Deathclaw to save my life. And like literally had so many stealth boys that like I would just permanently be invisible anytime one was near, and I was like spamming my VATS button just to see what creatures were nearby. And but then like you learn, and you can then play the system how you want to play the system, and then you can build a different character each time you play. I think I've played like 10 times now all the way through, and each time it's a totally different character than the one before. Same story, different character.
Mm-hmm. And you can completely break it with that system. I remember on one playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, I never saw an alive Rad Scorpion because I played with EDE and Boone. Ooh. And it made the perception of Boone so far that like I would hear a gun go off, and then like I would go, okay, what did Boone shoot? And I'd go look and be like, oh, another dead Rad Scorpion. And I could loot it. But like the entire playthrough never saw an alive Rad Scorpion because Boone would shoot anything that had that low of a health before I even saw it on my screen.
Wow. I've never done that. Now I have to go play again. It's an addicting cycle, you see.
Oh yeah. You find out new stuff. I've played Fallout 3 with only firing a gun in the tutorial because you have to fire the BB gun in the tutorial. There's no way around it. But after that, I didn't fire a gun. My favorite way to play New Vegas is as a scientist. Like, I'll just crank my intelligence stat, and then if you go to I can't even remember the name of the place, but like where all the ghouls are trying to fire off the rocket so they can leave the planet. If you go there immediately, there's a ridiculous amount of weapons that use science, laser weapons, plasma weapons, stuff like that. And if you just completely load up on that, you're good for the rest of the game. So you just crank your intelligence stat, pick up all the laser weapons, and then you're set for the rest of the game. Of course, you find bigger stuff along the way, but it's just, there's always a new way to play the game, always a new way to exploit the stats, always a new way to create a character for yourself, and even kind of role play your way through the game and make your decisions on the game based off of, what would my character do? And being a D&D player like myself, that's just really appealing.
Yeah. And, especially when, like, they introduced the morality meter, I would so say, like, having negative and positive effects for each action that you took to the karma, the karma, or the factions around you. Like, you can't screw over the raiders and then try to ask them to do you a favor. For me, it was always the Brotherhood of Steel. I know I will get a lot of flack for this. I cannot stand the Brotherhood of Steel.
Wow.
I thank you. Okay, I get this. Everyone,
they're not good.
No judgment. I'm very curious on to hear, like.
But nobody in the Wasteland is. But like, they're not good people, so I get it.
They're not good people. I think they always just rub me the wrong way because they're always like, I know we don't trust anybody who's not a human or like us exactly. Like, screw you. You don't need technology. You don't deserve it. I'm like, you want to bet? Give me the technology. I will take you down. Never once in any playthrough of any Fallout game I've ever played have I ever joined the Brotherhood of Steel or given them a lick of interest. I've always killed them on sight. And Brandon's like, can you just do a playthrough where you, like, play the Brotherhood of Steel and, like, talk to them? I'm like, no! I can't. At this point, it's not going to happen. But, like, your ability to kind of pick that route for yourself and be like, you know what, I just don't like you. And so now I'm going to find everybody who you hate, and I'm going to go befriend them. So my storyline screws you over.
Nice.
And I'm going to do it on purpose with a smile on my face.
That's a good way to play.
Yeah.
The thing about all the major factions in Fallout is they're all monsters. You just have to figure out how they're monsters, and if you're gonna play with one of the major factions, find out which monstrosity you're willing to overlook for the stat bonuses, I guess.
Yeah. The lesser of evils, basically.
Yeah. Which one do you think you can handle the least amount of guilt with?
Yeah.
Like, inside of you, which one you're gonna be like, you know what? I can handle this. This is good. I'm fine with this. Everything's good. Like, for me in Fallout 4, I fell in love with, like, the Underground Railroad again. Like, that whole, like, every time I play through that game, I can't help but, like, be a part of that faction.
What's weird is I really like the Institute in Fallout 4. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. I think I've played it all, so, like, I've been with, like, every faction. So I like them all, but I think the most interesting for me was the Institute for whatever reason.
Yeah, my last playthrough with them, I kept. Do we do spoilers? I'm assuming on this podcast.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. Like,
it's been out long enough.
Okay.
There's two questions we always get anytime we have somebody doing the podcast. It's like, can I do spoilers and can I curse? And the answer is yes to both.
Oh, okay, good. This is the first playthrough, so this last time I finished Fallout 4, which I'm not joking was like 2 months ago, maybe. The first time I kept Sean alive, or like was on his side at all.
Yeah.
And was like, yeah, you're my son. I'll do whatever you ask. Let me just kill all these things on the earth and set off a giant bomb light. Like, that was the first time, and I felt so much guilt for some reason because I was like, it goes against everything I've ever played against Fallout, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do it this time. This is the playthrough. This is it. I'm gonna go with the Institute on this one, and like, I had a hard time finishing it. I was not into it.
The worst one, I feel like, because like in Fallout 4, I didn't have anything that made me feel super guilty, but in New Vegas, I have tried multiple times. Like I just played through it again to do Caesar's Legion, and I
did it,
cannot, for the life of me, go through with it.
That was the playthrough I did this last time, as I did Caesar's Legion, and you're right. It took everything in my power to
like I
finish
need to
that
play it because I want to see what it has, because I've never actually played through Caesar's Legion, but I'm like, nah, next time
They're
I'll
just
do it.
dirt bags and weird and creepy. I mean, you're in a cult, call your dad, but like this
the minute you walk into Caesar's Legion, one of the soldiers is like, one of those slave girls are really beautiful today. I'm like, no, we are not doing this.
Yes, they are the like, oh god, and like the first time you meet them in like the first city you get to, and they like have the people up on the crosses, and I'm like, y'all are some freaks.
Yeah, that was awful.
Y'all are. I'm not sure what to do with you.
Yeah, that was kind of a thing because, like, aesthetically, I love Rome.
Yeah.
Speaking, I love the Roman aesthetic, and I was like, oh, okay, these guys are fashioned after ancient Rome. What are you guys up to? Oh, you like real Rome? Oh,
they're like, oh,
yeah, no, thank you.
Accurate Rome. We're gonna get historically accurate Rome.
Just kill them and take their shit for the aesthetics.
Yeah.
We're gonna flay them on a cross.
I actually think that I was standing in the middle of the road and just looking around, and one of the guys walked up to me. I was like,
yeah.
What else can I do?
Literally.
Yeah. Caesar's Legion.
It's like my dog with a robot brain would judge me.
The moment you take their clothes and put them on, you're just as bad. Everybody else shoots at you. So I mean, like, you can't even wear it for the aesthetic.
No, I was very upset.
No, if you want to wear it just for the aesthetic, you need mods.
Yeah.
Because I can aesthetically bring this back. Why do you hate me?
I feel like Fallout New Vegas was just a little bit darker than like any of the other Fallout games.
I think
like
so too.
It is the adult Fallout game. It's just a little bit darker, but it also has that weird ending to it. So like, with 3 and 4, you kind of keep playing after the game ends, and then with New Vegas, It's like, your story's done. You can go back to your last save point if you'd like, but there is no like picking up where you left off now.
Right.
Like, you have to redo that ending. You can't. You have to redo the game basically if you want a different ending. There is just no continuation. But I think that was Obsidian's part in that, because since they're the outliers of this series. If you want to talk 3, 3 and beyond. I mean, since that was the only one done by Obsidian, I think that's their point. Mark on it is that it's not like the other ones where you complete the final mission, but not really, because you can keep playing and keep getting your stats up and keep exploring and keep doing side quests. It was like, no, this is it. You can go back to your last save point.
Yeah,
like that's it.
Well, you can't, at the time, it is the outlier now, but at the time, it was just one of the 2 games that were out that was way different than any of the other Fallouts.
Yeah, because you can't even compare it to Fallout 1, 2, or Tactics or any of that kind of stuff. Because those were just isometric games full of Simpsons jokes. Like,
Compared to those games, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas were the same damn game. They're the same type of game.
If you compare them, if you put them against, absolutely.
If you do pre-console Fallout, yes.
Right.
Pre-console Fallout is... Because when we bought 4... we got the nuke thing that you could have bought that comes with all of the games. So it comes with like Fallout 1 through Fallout 4. It came with all of them. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm curious about the first Fallout game because I love 3. And then I went to go play it and I was like, this is not the game that I love. I'm not sure what this is.
A lot of stuff has the same name, and that's about it. It's like, there's colas, and like they use caps, and like there are vaults, and like there are super mutants and ghouls and like the whole nine, but like the actual gameplay itself is no.
Yeah, Brandon tried to warn me about
And, like-
that. He's like, "You're not gonna like it."
And like it's just jam packed full of Simpsons jokes. Like this is the only thing they could reference. Fallout, I'll give the newer Fallout, 3 and forward, they'd reference all kinds of different pop culture with different things. Like you can, if we had a podcast just talking about Easter eggs in Fallout, that would
There's a
be
lot.
6 hours on its own.
Oh gosh.
But like in the first few, it was just the Simpsons. Like that's it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think I could make it through the older Fallout games. I think I fell in love with the RPG aspect of the newer ones
Yeah.
more than anything.
I've watched other people play it, but I don't think I could play it.
I was going to say the original ones had an RPG aspect, but I see what you're saying about RPG.
It was a different type of RPG.
Yeah. Like I'm a D&D player, so like the type of RPG in the newer ones.
Well, see, when someone says to me, I played this RPG game, I automatically think, oh, top-down turn-based? Awesome.
Yeah.
No. Which is really funny because I skipped the story. Okay, I'm going to admit this, and this makes me a bad gamer. But I skip cutscenes and do not read dialogue often.
Well, that just makes you a bad role-playing gamer.
Yeah, sometimes I do it like maybe the first time I play through, but I also my ADD kicks in. I'm like, I just TLDR this for me, please.
Yeah, I mean, if
I don't have time to read all of it.
It's been shit that you've already seen before. Yes, skip past.
Yeah, I think like by the 10th time you play it, you're like, I already know what you're gonna say. I'm gonna skip this so I can get to the point.
But yeah,
oh no, I've done it on first playthroughs before, like Kingdom Hearts. I will skip every cutscene in that game.
Well, they
talk
forever,
the thing about Kingdom Hearts is you're just as confused whether you read everything or don't. I mean, like, it makes an equal amount of sense.
Yeah, Brennan gets mad at me because, like, when I played Fallout, I didn't know the storyline of Fallout 3 until about my third playthrough around because I just kept skipping everything.
You just kept skipping everything.
For example, Fallout 3 was probably one of my first role-playing. I think I played Morrowind before that, but it's one of my first big RPGs that was like that. All the RPGs I'm used to, they have zones that you have to walk through, and don't go too far north, or you're going to get blasted by the dark ponies and shit. But so Fallout 3, I get out of the vault, and I'm like, oh, there's a road.
Where do I go?
I'm going to turn left.
Mm-hmm.
Don't turn left. Just don't turn left.
don't turn left.
Creepy ass school.
Yeah.
That was my first experience in Fallout 3, was going out and finding the creepy school. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, same.
And not the nice neighborhood that you should have gone to the first time?
Right.
With all the mailboxes full of things that are useful?
I beat so many people to death in that because I didn't have a gun or anything. So I'm just in that school just beating people to death. I'm just imagining my character just going through covered in blood with a 2x4 crying the whole time.
Just farming XP at that point.
So many children dead!
No.
Do not turn left for all.
I think that's also the fun part about Fallout is that you can just walk out of the vault and go anywhere you want.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I literally spent hours just walking into one direction.
Oh,
and just seeing what the fuck I find.
So did I. I never went back and found the what's the name of the town?
Megaton.
I never found Megaton the first playthrough. And by playthrough, I mean I went left, kept going left, noticed how fucking hard it was, and I had to put the game down.
Yeah.
Probably a few months later, I found out that I should have went right where Megaton was. And then I went back right, and I'm like, oh, this game is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You found the correct area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that vastness that comes with playing, that comes with that open world aspect, I think also draws me into it. I don't like being told what I can and cannot do in a game. I like the fact that I can just wander and do it. Find things. And because of Fallout, I think I have that issue in other games where I will spend 30 minutes searching an area because I know there's something I am missing. And I blame Fallout for that every time.
Yeah, because there is. Because in Fallout, there is something missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, around every corner. You can find a random, skeleton in a coffin. If you look close enough, they have a cool cowboy hat that will give you, special bonuses, and it's literally in the middle of nowhere, and you would not find it unless you checked every square inch of that map.
I was lucky enough to have played Morrowind before this, where you can walk out in the middle of the swamp. Look, you have to get up a little bit and look into a tree trunk and find like a good stash of stuff. So now in every game with tree trunks, I check every tree trunk. Fallout 76 fucking sucked for me.
Yeah.
So bad.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I also hoard things now because of Fallout. Not only do I search every corner and look, and spend way too much time looking for things that aren't there, I also don't know how to clear an inventory to save my life.
Well,
because I need everything.
Fallout both created and broke that habit for me. Like, Fallout definitely created the habit of me hoarding, right? Like, I would hoard everything. And then playing characters who don't have good strength. Like I said, with Fallout New Vegas, my favorite character to play is like the high intelligence, special energy weapon using person. I was just like, I'm gonna Marie Kondo this shit. Does this bring joy? Nope, gone. Like if it is not immediately useful to me, or if it weighs nothing, those are the only two things I keep. Like, it has to be immediately useful or weigh nothing. Other than that, nah, gone.
Definitely.
I always picked companions that were stronger than me because I had them carry my stuff for me. That was always my like kind of hack just so I could carry more. I have a very soft spot for super mutants. Same way I have soft spot for trolls, I think. I just see them as giant beings that are super sweet that have just been taken advantage of. And so, like, I have this huge soft spot for super mutants. So anytime I can have a super mutant as my companion, A, loving, adorable, searching for milk that doesn't exist. B, they can carry all my shit.
I do have a problem that may lead into a rant. We'll see where this goes.
Oh, no!
I do have a problem with the super mutant companion in Fallout 3.
Okay,
because you get all the way to the end of the game, and like somebody has to go into that irradiated chamber to shut everything down. It has to happen. And you look over at your super mutant buddy who's immune to radiation, and you're like, "Hey, buddy, why don't you head into that chamber for me and help me out?" And he's like, "No, I won't take this moment from you." Fuck you! What the hell, man? Why not? You want me to die? Is that what you're telling me? Like, that's my moment? My moment is me dying in a chamber of radiation? That's what you won't take from me? You'll take all my burdens the entire game. I'll hand you my entire inventory. You'll carry all of that, but you won't take this.
I'm just saying, I think a Klingon would do the same thing.
Probably.
True. Just because they're immune doesn't mean they have to.
He's like, I'm not going to take your story away from you. Fair.
Right.
To be fair, too, like, I didn't know that there was a DLC that you can get that makes him go in there for you. So I just thought that's where the game ended. Then my fiance was like, there's a DLC that has him go in there. And I was like, what? I thought that was the end of the game.
It's because of people like me who complained about it.
Yeah. he ranted and raved enough that now that happens. But I love Fox. Like, I wouldn't want Fox to go in there. Like,
he would live.
He'd be fine. It's like a spa for him.
Once again, I have a soft spot for super mutants. I don't want any of them to die or have to do anything they don't want to do.
You wouldn't die.
I don't want to force them to do things they don't want to do. They're just taking advantage of.
He's not doing it because he thinks he's being nice to you. You're not hurting him. In fact, you need to
same theory about trolls and Harry Potter is that they're all just being taken advantage of, and I love them all too much, and I want to just none of them to have to do anything they don't want to do.
I do have a question for you guys, though. What is the most terrifying thing that you've seen in a Fallout game? I'll tell you mine, and it's the centaur things that when you go to like help Boone, or Boone comes with you to help with that RepCon site where the ghouls are at in New Vegas.
Yes.
I did not know that was even in the game, and that was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
The most scared I've ever gotten in a Fallout game was In Fallout 4, the Salem Witch House. I don't do good at jump scares and scary things. In general, I'm not very good at that. So like going into this witch house and then like there's this weird scary noise and like banging and things that like jump out at you a little bit was terrifying to me. And then for it to be a death claw at the end of it, and you're stuck in a tiny room with a death claw, and I went in there way too early the first time I did it.
Museum?
Yeah, the Salem Witch Museum, like church thing that you go into. At the very bottom of it, there's that death claw, and I paused the game and like just put it down and just had to walk away for a moment. Not prepared for that. I had a feeling it was gonna be something like that, but like I just don't like death claws. I think because I don't. They're scary and they can kill you.
Yeah,
and I'm not very good at video games.
They will fuck your shit up.
Yeah, because in the other ones, in like 3, and I'm trying to remember if it was like this in New Vegas, like, guns really didn't do anything to Deathclaw. Like, no matter how souped up your weapon was, it did not matter. You could shoot it in its belly all you want, it was not going down. You had to have, like, a really good melee weapon to kill a Deathclaw. And I was not very good at melee, and so just continuously died to death claws.
Explosives work pretty well.
They never did heavy either. I like shotguns, and I like.
I'm gonna
like getting up and close and personal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give my scariest a toss up to 2 things. First of all, Gary.
I can't remember which one Gary is.
Gary. Well, there's a lot of Gary. You go into a vault, and the vault is filled with clones of Gary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And all they can say is Gary. And it freaked me out, man. Like like you're like walking through the vault, like you're like searching, and all of a sudden you hear Gary, and it's like, what the hell? It's Gary, and it's Gary. Yeah, like
I'm leaving now.
Yeah, that freaked me out a little bit. And then I can't remember which Fallout it was, but there was a little community, and it was like 2 families. And like they seemed to be handling the apocalypse real well. They were all dressed in nice clothes. They had nice houses. And then you find out that the reason they're doing so well is because they're cannibals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like they want you to be a part of their community, and like either they want to eat you or they want you to go get somebody for them to eat. And like that was a freaky little storyline to uncover little bit by little bit.
I feel like every Fallout game has a cannibal society. Yeah. Like New Vegas had that weird high society in the fancy casino.
I can't even remember the name of it.
But it was their fancy. It was the last casino that you could go into. It was like
it was on the strip somewhere.
White Glove Society, I think is what they were called.
Yes.
That they're fun and creepy. But I think every Fallout game has had a great cannibal reveal. Because everyone loves a good cannibal in a post-apocalyptic world. I mean, we all got to eat somehow. Right. They're just truthful about it. Also, I think the reason I love Fallout 76 is I also have a slot addiction in real life. Like, I love to play slots. And so, there's a gambling mechanic in New Vegas. And I have spent many of hours playing blackjack and slots. And, like, I have gotten onto that game and for 4 hours just gambled. And then did not proceed with any storylines. And then got off. That, I don't know. I think that holds a special place in my heart. Because I can get on there and gamble. I am really good at digital blackjack now, is all I can tell you. Thanks to Fallout. I'm a whiz at digital blackjack. But yeah, cannibals are always fun though. But you can become a cannibal yourself if you love cannibals. Congratulations, there's a perk. You can be a cannibal.
Yeah. We'll say like in Fallout 4, if you ate like a body in front of one of your companions, they were like, "Ew! Like what the fuck did you just eat that?"
Yeah.
It would depend on the companion, but yeah, some of them are okay with it.
Like, cause you can eat like once you kill something, you can like go through their body or like eat part of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I traveled in Fallout 4 with anybody but dog meat. There was one time I went through with Valentine.
I love dog meat
Dog meat
though.
doesn't judge me. He can't kill.
Mm-hmm.
Dog Pete can only bark.
He looks cute in a bandana. He can wear goggles.
He was
Yep.
adorable.
That was probably one of my biggest problems with 4. In order to get any other companion, you had to let go of dog meat.
Oh,
Yeah, that.
Well, they kind of just handed him to you at the very beginning. They're like, "Here, you're gonna be real lonely. Here's
Yes.
your dog."
they handed you dog meat at the Red Rocket gas station.
Yeah, like literally, like right at the beginning, before you even get to your first fight, they're like, "Here's dog meat."
At the Red Rocket gas station. Yep.
I know. I love dog meat though.
Oh yeah. I mean, who
I
wouldn't?
didn't keep him very long. I liked having building my own robots and having my own robot companion.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was my favorite addition when they put out that DLC. They're like, "Oh, you want to build robots?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to build robots." Well, build your own robot
I do.
companion, and it can sound like Talus and Jaffe, so even be more happy now.
Wait, who did you voice in that?
He's the male robot voice. When you build a robot,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
when you like build the custom robot, he is the like default male voice. Which is really funny because technically I'm a Critical Role fan because I don't know, I like D&D. Who would have thought that? But like you can at one point in that game have both Matthew Mercer and Taliesin Jaffe with you in one party, and it is very funny to me to have that going on in the background. Yeah. Not that I did it on purpose. I just happened upon it, and I was like, "This is strange."
It's like I didn't seek this out, but now that it's here.
Now that it's here, pretty fucking cool. I don't know. I like companions. I just had them for perks, really. I'm gonna admit this, would just look, because I always bought the guides, I would just look to see who had the best perk on the end, and that would be the one that I rolled.
Well, like I love New Vegas in that you could have 2 companions at once, and then depending on which companions it were, and like I said, you earlier with the EDE and Boon thing, you could kind of combo their perks together and play with that.
Yeah.
And that's like I said, that was one of the big problems I had with 4, because it was like, you mean in order to travel around with the super unit, I gotta let go of my dog? Like, I love my dog. Why are you gonna make me get rid of my dog? Like, if it was New Vegas, I could have the dog and what was the Rex, I think it was?
Yeah, it's Rex.
Yeah, I could have Rex and another companion if I wanted, or I could have EDE and another companion. And like, yeah, there were restrictions, but you could still have 2 companions.
And 2 extra people to help you.
Yeah.
Right, because that game gets hard.
Oh yeah.
In the higher levels, that game is, if you don't have companions with you or some sort of perk, that can kick your. It is not easy. But also, once again, I've stated I'm not a big gamer. I play on easy mode. And it's still hard out there. It's still hard.
I played New Vegas on survival.
Have you? No,
Yeah.
I've never played it on survival.
I like it on survival. But it's because in New Vegas, there's so many different ways to solve your problems. Like, when you come to an issue, there's like 8 different ways for you to resolve any particular quest or issue that you come across. Take the sheriff in Prim, for example. You can solve you can come up with a solution to the fact that there's no sheriff in Prim, like 4 different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not good at one thing, just pick what you're good at and then just stick to that.
I will say this, though. I have romanced Piper more than any other character in the Fallout series. Every time I'm like, make you my wife. I like you. She's quick-witted.
She is quick-witted.
I know. I have the hots for Piper every time.
I think every time I play Fallout, I'm unintentionally asexual. Like, I've like never romanced anybody.
Yeah, I've only done it in Fallout 4. Or no, I take that back. I take that completely back. I do it in New Vegas because I sleep with Benny, so I can kill him every time. But
because Lori's got a problem with Matthew Perry.
No, okay, that's the thing too. Rick just told me the other day that Benny is voiced by Matthew Perry, and I'm like, no. And now that I just ran through it again, and I'm like, I can't unhear it now. It's just all Chandler Bing.
Like his voice. It's fine.
Fuck Benny.
I'll kill him. I slept with him too to kill him, so don't feel bad.
Yeah.
I think we all got
Black
to
Widow
take a
that
bullet.
shit.
Yeah, you gotta take a bullet one time.
Yeah.
I mean, it just happens. You just gotta like take one for the team, and then kill him.
You got to.
Got to.
Oh, and you can whenever you go to I forgot I can't remember, but she's in this. It's like a character that is on the strip, and you go out there to save her, and you have to go back to like Vault 21. That's also on the strip to talk to her, like lover, because she's trapped in this place, Gamora or whatever, or not Gamora. What the heck? Basically, you get like it's like a prostitution place, is what it is, and you can gamble there too.
Yeah.
And if you go out to the back, there's like this girl named Jonah. You can like sleep with her, or you can like help her with her lover and stuff.
It's like a love letter quest.
Yeah.
I
like
her,
and then I helped.
I like that one. I also like the Boomers from
I do too.
New Vegas.
Yes.
And doing that quest to deliver the love letter to that chick and then having to escort her through the minefield. It always sticks out in my mind as one of my favorite things I do in that game.
Have you ever done anything in any of the games that like you've regretted? Like, you've been like, I can't do that again in another playthrough.
Oh, keeping Sean alive. Just like I said earlier, like with the Institute, like never going to do that again. Never siding with him with never. Not like letting the Institute win. I don't think that I'll ever do that again. Ever.
I can't really think of something that I have regretted playing because I think I ended up going back anyway and then like doing it again another way, and then it just cleared my conscience of it, so I just forgot about it.
Make it right. You gotta go back and make it right.
Because then you feel like gross after you play it, and you're like, dang, I did not feel right about that, and you go back and fix it anyway. So I can't remember a specific one.
Baron?
I think letting Mr. House also take over the strip, I did one time, and I did not feel good about that either.
That makes sense.
I'm about to finish that, so can't wait to feel that.
For me, it was it might be a simple one, but it's blowing up Megaton.
Oh,
like the playthrough where I blew up Megaton the first time, like I was just going rogue. I was like, I'm not joining any factions. I'm not doing anything for anybody. It's all me. Like I'm basically playing a mercenary. Like if it doesn't get me paid, I'm not doing it. And if it does get me paid, I'm doing it. So when Tenpenny was like, blow up Megaton and I'll pay you, I was like, cool, let's get this thing done. And then I immediately was like, well, I don't like anybody in Tenpenny Tower. They're all assholes. So then I helped the ghouls take over Tenpenny Tower. And then I was just living with the ghouls. And I honestly didn't feel that bad about it until I ran into Moira again. And she was a ghoul, and you could still do all of her quests, and she was still all happy and chipper, and it's like, I blew up your home and turned you into a ghoul, and now I feel bad. And so I was like, I can't do that ever again. I was like, now I baby everybody in Megaton every time I play Fallout 3. I'm just like, I'm so sorry, guys. I'll never do it again.
Yeah. I think the first time I played Fallout 3, I blew them up. And I didn't know better because it was the first time I played it. And I was like, cool, I'm just going to blow up this town. I do not care. And then I think I've only ever done it maybe one or two other times. Because I like it. I like that place. It's like a nice little home. But I always let the ghouls take over Tenpenny Tower. Always. I think I have an eat the rich mentality when it comes to Fallout, apparently.
It comes with the game.
I just discovered that about myself in this moment.
Are you sure that's exclusive to Fallout? Because for me, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not exclusive to Fallout. I have a very big eat the rich mentality in life.
Yeah.
It happens. But apparently it bleeds into Fallout. Yep. I mean, I do not like the Brotherhood of Steel. So they're the epitome of eat the rich. Don't like.
How about something that you love doing in Fallout? Like something that like maybe that you discovered that you weren't expecting and you were just like, hey, this might be my favorite thing.
Oh. Nuka-Cola World will always be my favorite thing in Fallout. That expansion alone. I think I get more joy from just playing that DLC than I can say that I get from the entire game. I
Nuka-Cola World is pretty good.
love Nuka-Cola World. I love finding all the little things that I need to find and basically becoming a dictator of a really cool place with 3 different gangs and killing people. Which is like I think the lore in Nuka-Cola World that you get always brings me joy. Because it's like a theme park.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It is the happiest place on earth for Fallout. And you go in there, and it's just, they put so much into that expansion. That and Fahaba, which is, I say it like that because you have to say Fahaba. That's how it's pronounced. I like Fahaba. But I think that anytime someone's like, what's your favorite thing about Fallout? I'm like, that DLC alone is probably my favorite thing in Fallout. Is Nuka-Cola World.
So I think
go ahead.
The one thing, so whenever I got New Vegas, the first time I played it, I had the game for years. Finished it like every other way that you could possibly think of, besides like partnering up with the bad guys, because for some reason I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring my heart to do it. But as of like 2 years ago, I realized that I had the DLC with the game, and that was like, you know, when you first play Fallout, it's like this new love, and you're like constantly wanting to go back to your console or PC and like continuously play it all the time. That was like whenever I found out that I had the DLC with my game, I was just like, oh my god, I'm like, this is like that feeling I had the first time, and I just kept going back. I think I was on my Xbox for like that entire week. I probably asked for the whole week off for work at some point just to play it, you know, because it was just like it's like, oh my god, I miss this feeling, but it like never goes away because I get that feeling. It's not as strong, but every time you play Fallout New Vegas, it's like so good every time, no matter what.
Yeah, I feel that way too. Every time I play, I feel like there's something small that I didn't notice the first 20 times I played this game. Like some little corner or like some piece of dialogue or something that I just missed the other times that I've played. That I find, I'm like, oh,
yeah, that's like something else.
It really is. It's a whole world. It's a very well-rounded world that Fallout has become. Oh, yeah. Minus the 76. But there's 3 games we got. There's 3 games.
My favorite moment used to be kind of dumb. Like, it was just kind of hanging out with Three Dog, because I had Galaxy News Radio on all the time, and just being able to go and like talk to that guy and do stuff with him and for him, and like I just thought that was really cool. But then I did play Fallout 76 for a while, and Baron and his spawn took me to church. And that's probably my favorite thing I've ever done in a Fallout game.
Oh, yes. Can I have my soapbox for the Mothman love that came from Fallout 76?
No, you can't.
It's rejected instantly.
Too bad.
And I'll tell you why I'm taking that away from you as someone who went to the Mothman Festival before all this bullshit Mothman love.
Thank you. I had a high school teacher who played the movie, I forget the name of it now, the movie that's about Mothman. Mothman Prophecies for us. And it started a slight obsession for me about Mothman. Because in that same year, Mothman apparently was seen like in a city near me. And so it started like this deep dive obsession that I had like when I was in high school. And then like it kind of waned a little bit, and then I saw it in Fallout 76, and everything like flooded back to me. I was like, Mothman. I was like, this is amazing. Like, I thought no one else knew what I was talking about when I like would ramble on about Mothman Prophecies and Mothman and like all of this stuff. And then here it was in a video game, and I was like, see, I'm not crazy, people. This is a thing.
Well, you might be, but
not insane. Well, this is very true. Very true. But I was like, oh, it's Mothman. Now, it was just that thing that was like, yeah, you get me, Bethesda. Congratulations. You understand me as a person, as a whole. Also, I love the weird, creepy cult outfit that you have in 76 with like the antlers and the bandages and all that stuff. it might be my favorite like outfit I've ever put on in any Fallout game because I am not. Here we go. This is going to cause controversies. I hate power armor. I don't hate it so much in 76. I did not like it in the other games. It moves too slow. I don't like moving slow. I want to move fast and run away from scary things.
I think my favorite armor was probably Kellogg's armor in 4. I think that looked badass. It was lightweight and it was pretty fucking awesome too. So
yeah, I always use Kellogg's armor too. But also, once again, I also didn't like the Brotherhood of Steel, so I guess I didn't really use it because I refused to interact with them in any aspects. And so, like, I really didn't use power armor until 4, when we had the really cool customization of power armor and the ability to find. My brain just went blank. The things that you need to power armor more readily available. Thank you. More readily available in the world. Like, and then in 76, obviously, you use power armor because you put it on and you nuke the golf club or course, and you just kill 1,000 ghouls. This is what you do in that game. And so, but yeah, I've never been a fan of power armor in that aspect. I always liked the other options they had available to you in like New Vegas and 3. I used it in 4. I had the nuclear power armor. That was my favorite.
That one's the best one, but
it really is. It's so pretty. I hoarded everything to repair it. All those desk fans I collected.
Must have
breakdown screws. Oh God, it's all coming back to me now.
Yep.
Before we get too far from it, and just because I didn't want to tell the story when Baron and his spawn took me to church. Baron, could you talk a little bit about how we got there? How that kind of
Lord
happened?
What do you mean how we got there?
So like how you went from like starting to play 76 to founding the Church of Mothman.
The entire reason why we got 76 is so that we could go to the Mothman area.
There you go.
We'd been going to the Mothman Festival for a couple years before 76 had even come out. It was a nice little festival. It was, regular street fair sized. It was very manageable. It had nice people there. So 76 came out and we got that. And we had to build ourselves up a little bit. But as soon as we got guns and stuff, we ran straight to the Mothman Museum, broke in, we got the costumes, and even recorded it, I think, somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But my daughter got behind the pulpit, and we would do this every Sunday. She would get up on the pulpit, and I would sit in the pews.
Yeah.
And she would read from the little book in preacher voice, so like the Southern Baptist preacher voice.
Oh Lord!
So we invited Rick to church one weekend.
Nice.
And that was amazing. Like I was like I said, I always kind of liked in Fallout, kind of role playing a character out a little bit and making decisions based off of what my character would do, and like just seeing that level of dedication to a character, I was like, that's amazing. That's awesome.
But we were secret cultists after the original cult was wiped out. We
nice. And,
I think we went and did some jam banding as well. We went and found one of those spots where you can play instruments.
We did. Yeah, we're also a traveling minstrel band.
My base had a full stage with all the instruments on it that you could possibly get. I made it a mission to have like an outdoor dive bar at my base.
Nice.
In Fallout 76, until some 2 jerks decided it'd be really funny to blow it up. Even though I left free things out for everybody. And I was like, I didn't care. When I play games like that, when I play like MMOs and things like that, I tend to be the resource person, and like I give it out. I'm like, do you need things? I have things. Do you need things? I'll give them to you. Do you need them? And so that really took over in 76. Really bad. I'm like a mother hen of like everybody on the server. I'm like, are you okay? Do you need stim packs? I can get you. Are you good? Okay, we're good. Just move on. Please don't destroy my base.
Destroys it anyway.
Yeah, then they destroyed it anyways. I've never IM'd or sent a private message to anybody on any gaming system ever. And you best believe I sent a message to them. I was like, how dare you? I've been building this for months. I was like, ah. And Brennan's like, don't feed them. They're just trolls. And I was like, I can't. I was like, I can't let this go. I think I quit playing for like a week. I legit cried. I was like, how dare you? And that's when I learned that I just can't play multiplayer games online with people who are just not nice. When they came out with the private worlds, it was different. It was just like, we played on a private world for a while. Because it's like, I bought it, and then like I can play on it, and then like 10 other people could play on it that I knew. And that was great. That was like the top tier 76 for me, was private world. But before that, I am not a PvP person. I don't want to hit people. I don't want to kill the other people on the server. So I think 76 waned out on me after a little bit, because I think without PvP, it's not. I guess it's not as fun. But I'm just not a PvP person. I'm not competitive enough to be a PvP person.
Me neither.
Which might be the reason why I also could not play Final Fantasy online for very long either.
Yeah. So, have you guys played any Outer Worlds since it's come out?
Yes.
I've tried now. I think I played it for like approximately 5 minutes, and then was like, okay, I'm good, and then didn't keep playing it. But I keep hearing that it's a good game, and that I should play it.
It's pretty good.
If you're a fan of New Vegas, which obviously you are, I mean, like there's a lot of New Vegas in Outer Worlds, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. But I think they've only had like one DLC come out after the game so far, and I've already played that DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember watching the trailer and thinking, oh, this is something I could get into for sure. And then my brother-in-law got it, and I played his for a little bit, and then we just never bought ourselves a copy of it, and then I just have never picked it up and played it. I have a horrible tendency of replaying just the same like 12 games over and over and over again, and not playing anything new.
For anyone who's wondering why I brought up Outer Worlds on a Fallout podcast, it's because a lot of the people who worked on New Vegas are the people who made Outer Worlds. And it's basically because they couldn't work on Fallout anymore. So they were just like, we still want to make a game like this. And like that's what they came out with. So for those of us who are waiting for a new Fallout game to come out, like Outer Worlds kind of filled that hole for at least a little bit for a lot of us.
Right, yeah.
It did.
It's a good little game too. Like if you I feel like when I first got it, I guess I just finished it too quickly. I don't know if it's because I was without like a new Fallout game, or if it's because 76 bummed me out so bad. But I did finish it pretty fast, but I also didn't do a lot of the side quests that it had in there, so it's a lot longer of a game if you do the side quests and the main mission.
That's where I'm at right now. I'm going through all the side quests, and so I haven't even come close to completing the main mission. I'm just cycling through the whole thing.
Also, on Outer Worlds, there's also cannibalism in it as well. So
shocking.
You know, there's gonna be.
There's a little bit of a cannibalism in every game almost.
Well, I just finished playing The Forest. If you know what that game is, also has cannibalism in it.
Oh, nice. Well, The Forest also sounds super ominous, so I feel like maybe cannibalism would be part of that.
There's also kind of zombies.
Kind of zombies. Oh.
There's also weird babies.
Kind of zombies.
I highly recommend it if you like survival games with an open worldish aspect, and also like playing for 10 hours and building just random things and harvesting materials, and then also being scared.
Yes, I like all those.
If you play your card, the zombies will never attack you.
Yeah. If you build a lot of happy birthdays, then there's a chance you won't die.
Great.
Yes. But see, I think that's where like my love of open world survival games comes from Fallout, though. Like I will play if you give me an open world survival game, I'm down. Cool, great. I will like it, most likely.
That's the same thing with me. I think the only other game that I played hardcore was Skyrim. I could not get enough of Skyrim whenever I got my hands on it.
Yes,
Fallout Less is Elder Scrolls with guns. I mean,
yeah.
Let's be real. And Elder Scrolls is Fallout except Tolkien. So, it's their Bethesda knows how to make one really good game, and so they keep making it.
Yeah.
They know how to make one type of game, but then we're just gonna put it in like every possible cliche.
Yeah.
We got post-apocalyptic, we got some dragons and some medieval times. It's just a new smack of paint, but it's a good game though. They got a solid base. And everything they put on top of it seems to work out.
It's one of the reasons I'm honestly surprised Outer Worlds beat them to space.
Yeah, I am very surprised by that too. I mean, just give me a nuclear rocket ship and they can just have Fallout in space. Is that our next thing? Can we have Fallout in space? I was hoping for Appalachia and got that.
There's Old World Blues.
Yeah, there is Old World Blues. I forgot about that.
They're working on it. They were working on it before the acquisition.
I can only just hope and dream they announce something soon, because I really need another Fallout game in my life. I need something else to add to my shrine. I need another collector's edition that I can waste money on. My outfit's not complete. I have a Pip-Boy and I have the helmet. I need more.
I was skeptical because I almost bought whenever 76 was like having all the hype behind it, and at first, like an open world with like everybody in the same server, I didn't think it was a bad idea at first whenever they were announcing 76. So I was kind of hyped for it.
They made it real enticing, didn't they?
They really did. So I was like, dang, this is actually going to be a lot of fun. I can play with my friends. We could do a bunch of stupid shit together. Go into like vaults and just loot a bunch of stuff. But whenever they because I was really close to getting like the power armor helmet.
I got it.
And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because then I probably would have honestly never got it and I would have gotten like a nylon bag, and then they would have credited me like $5.
Yeah.
In 76. So, I mean, if they do announce something, I think I just won't get my hopes as high, because obviously 76 came out, or not 76, but New Vegas came out way before I even knew about it. So I didn't have time to get like excited for that. And I think it's just like if I'm oblivious to it and it ends up being super good, it's going to be badass.
Yeah, I have that issue right now because there's a Harry Potter open world game coming.
I've seen
RPG game.
Seen that.
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy. I wish they just would announce things early.
Yeah,
because I'm just sitting here.
I feel like that would be like a really good, really like badass game.
If Bethesda could only make it. If they could just take their perfect format and just put Harry Potter on top. It literally would be the combination of the two things that, besides my obsession with like
Elder Scrolls Hogwarts.
Yes.
That makes sense to me.
Top obsessions, just merge them together. I only can play Lego Harry Potter so many times.
I've played. That's weird that you say that, because like before this, I think I've only played Lego games too.
Yeah.
Like I kind of was playing like kiddish games before New Vegas, and then for whatever reason, I wasn't like scared of like New Vegas. I was like, oh yeah, this is a good story. Like this is good. After like playing Lego Star Wars for like the 5th time.
What the hell is this? My wife Tiffany only played Final Fantasy and Lego, and that was it. Yeah. That's all she would play. And now I've gotten her into Skyrim, and now that's all she plays. And now I'm trying to transition her over to Fallout, but she's still like Skyrim.
They're the gateway drugs of gaming. Like for people who are very casual gamers and family type game gamers. I mean, like the hardest game I probably played before that was Dark Cloud on PlayStation PS2. I think it was PS2. I don't really remember. It was pre-memory card built in game. I got that like way after it came out. I was like 17, and I think it was like the hardest game I had played up until that point, and was so discouraged from games from that game Like I tried to play Hitman and I couldn't do that because I couldn't shoot, and so like I just kind of gave up on like what my people would purchase, like real games, like hardcore games. And so I did. I kind of was just like, I played Legos and Guitar Hero and like fun, family friendly-ish games. Not that
Right.
Legos is easy by any means. The
No.
puzzles can be hard every once in a
Legos
while.
sometimes would make you want to throw like your controller out the window. Like
Exactly. But like Fallout really was that like turning point for me. I was like, oh, so this is a real video game.
yeah.
This is it. And I hear that from a lot of people. They're like, yeah, Fallout or even Elder Scrolls, anything that Bethesda has made is that like first touch into adult gaming. Is that what we're gonna call it? Grown-up gaming?
Yeah.
Sure.
Big boy gaming? I don't know what you would call it. But like out of that realm of, well, also my 4-year-old could play this game kind of game. Like
Yeah.
I don't think my 5-year-old who lives in my house could play Fallout. He plays Borderlands, so maybe, but he's a better
Fallout's a
shooter than
little-
me at 5. So there might be hope out there. But like out of that kind of realm into like, oh, I feel like I'm actually a gamer playing this game. Like I'm playing a video game.
yeah.
Like this is it. This is the experience I wanted. And that's what Fallout I think was for me. And it did open the doors for me to play other games that I didn't think I was going to enjoy.
I feel like Fallout did that same kind of thing for me too, like just opening a door that I didn't know that even existed. So I would just go into this like spiral of finding other games that were similar to Fallout. That and like I think it also opened doors like as far as like real life too. I was getting a lot more into like the nerdier side of things, and believe it or not, I was like a very like, oh, I don't like video games, I don't like anime. I was kind of like really boring as a person.
Yeah, it's okay.
And then I just like that Fallout thing just opened stuff, and I was like, wow, I actually really like this stuff. Let me test out the waters for everything else too in my life.
Yeah. And as someone who didn't have a TV till she was 10 and was not really like in a household that had electronics, like finding Fallout and like being like, oh, this is what I want in life. I want to be a nerd who plays video games. I want to be a gamer girl. Like it.
I want to
it made
be
that
a gamer
possible.
girl.
I want to be a gamer girl. I've been a goth kid my entire life. I want to be a gamer girl now. Thank you. So,
Nothing stopping you from being a
well, I'm still goth girl. Actually, is what they refer to me now as an elder emo. That's what someone called me the other day.
Emo? Wow.
An elder emo, and I was like, woo! That hurts just slightly. I'm just 30. I'm not that old.
You're like, okay, thanks.
Like, thanks. Thank you. But yeah,
Thanks for the recognition, I guess.
Thank you. Did I pave the way for you to also be an emo? I'm not sure what happened. But yeah, I mean, it really did. It gave me the confidence in video games because I did not have confidence in myself to play other video games. Like,
Same.
I was watching other people, like, I met Brandon when I was 19, so like just a year after I really started playing Fallout, I met him, and my husband's a beast at video games, but he's been playing he beat Legend of Zelda when he was like still in diapers.
Yeah.
Like, he's a born gamer, and so like that's very intimidating when you meet people like that who are good at video games. And so having Fallout to be like make me feel comfortable, be able to talk about video games or even express interest in video games.
Right. And I think it's like really hard to find somebody that doesn't like Fallout too.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever met anybody that's like, God, Fallout's like an awful game. I don't know how you play it. Because most of the time when you say, hey, I like Fallout, they're like, oh, like I like Fallout too. And it like I feel like Fallout builds also like friend relationships as well. Like I could help customers all day, and one of them would see my lanyard and be like, "Oh, I love that game." They were like, and I'll just go into this like tangent of like talking about Fallout.
Yeah,
and, like
and I also like I have a lot of female friends who love Fallout, who aren't video gamers. Like they're not gamers in the traditional sense.
It is weird because that seems to be like a common theme.
Yeah, It's the one game that like all of us who are not gamers can be like, no, I can play that one. That's the one I can play. I got it. That one is fun. But
that comes back to what I was talking about earlier, where you can play Fallout the way you want to play Fallout.
Yeah.
Once you understand the basic mechanics, at least, and you can exploit it, and like you can go, okay, well, I don't like this part of the game, but I really enjoy this part of the game, so I'm just going to focus on that, and then you can just go focus on that. I hate to keep comparing it to D&D, but like that's kind of why I like Fallout. Why D&D is because you can kind of play the game the way that you want to play it.
I mean, that's the reason there's now a Fallout D&D companion guide. Like, they fit together. I mean, they built. I mean, literally, you are just a missing dice. That is all you really are doing in Fallout. Is just missing dice because you even have percentages.
Oh, they're there.
Right.
It's RNG. It's RNG.
And you
They're
have
there.
the point system. And like, so if you don't have a speech at 100, you can try to pull one over on this person. You can go for it. And there is a 75% chance you're going to fail. But you know what? Go for it. Try. And you may get lucky. You may not. It's that same mechanic, I think, that they have in common with each other. The probability, the ability to do what you want, whatever you want, wherever you want.
Right, yeah.
You most in the best DM expression, you most certainly try. Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
With Fallout is you can try, go for it. Try to pickpocket that person. Make sure you save your game first.
Yeah, save.
That way,
quick save.
After the exact moment you realize you fucked up, you can go back to that save and then pretend like it didn't happen. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there have been multiple times in Fallout games that I have found a character that I absolutely despise. I save the game and then shoot the character just to make sure I'm in the clear. And then if not, I just go back and pretend like I never even shot.
Yep. It's the beauty of video games.
It's great. It's also the game that taught me multiple things.
It's the one thing that has kind of ruined Tiffany on D&D a little bit because she quick saves on Skyrim now. And like then she'll go try something, and now like when we get together for D&D on Sundays, she's like, "Can I quick save before this?
Before I make this choice that might destroy the game?"
No, this is D&D. There's no quick saving.
Rick doesn't even say no at this point. He just like looks at her and is like, "Come on, Tiff. We know you can."
I want to go back to that save file and try again, please. Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of that video game, though. It's just like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go try this. If it doesn't work, that's fine.
Yep.
I've legit done a story arc or a side mission for like 2 hours and realized I absolutely hated every decision that I made, and then went back 2 hours to a save file and redid it all over again.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I ever do that because I think I just quick save too much. So if I really just fuck up, I'm just fucking up at that point. Or if I just forget to do it, like you know how in New Vegas you have to like protect President Kimball if you're working for House. I forgot to quick save on that, and I had no idea where the sniper was. Dude just got shot, and I just ate it. I did not want to go back like from my save 2 days ago in the video game. I just like, no, that's fine. He's just dead. We'll live with it.
It's okay.
Dead. I was supposed to protect him, but that's all right.
Sometimes shit happens.
I always feel like the side quests in Fallout are thoroughly more interesting than the main quests. That makes sense. Like I like all the little side quests that I get to do a little bit more. And as we admitted earlier, do not always read the dialogue, so that might be my fault. But I feel like the side quests in Fallout and the little things that you get to do throughout the world that are not necessarily a part of the main quest are so much more enjoyable than the main. Some of the main storylines, not all of them. There are some highlights in some main storylines. Obviously, the Institute being one of them, or like the Mr. House and like trying to take over the Strip. All that. The Hoover Dam fight in New Vegas is still primo. I love that final sequence. No matter who you're going with or who you're fighting for, that Hoover Dam battle is absolutely amazing. But I get so much joy out of the side quests of Fallout, which says a lot about the writers and the developers of that game. They put so much thought into side quests and side storylines that like you can forget the main storylines even happening. You can legit play that game for 300 hours and not touch that main storyline once or twice.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much to do.
You can't say that about many games outside of Bethesda games.
No. You really can't.
Which I think we were talking about this in the Cyberpunk episode, about how a bunch of people gave crap to Cyberpunk as a video game. And those of us who've been playing Bethesda games for forever, we're just like, oh, this is just par for the course. Like, we understand that if somebody's making like this ambitious of a game where you can do this many things and have this many side quests and play the game for 300 hours without touching the main story, yet there are going to be glitches, but it's okay. You just load a save file and try again, you know?
Literally, yeah.
Oh, and if anyone's played a Fallout game on release, there are some glorious glitches out there.
Oh, yeah.
Still to this day on 76, things glitch out on me, and I'm okay with it. Like, I had a game, actually, my Fallout 76 game, the main storyline still is not completed because it glitched out on me. Like, I got to the end of it, it's supposed to mark, like, it's completed, but it's not marked as completed. It's still, like, if I would to load that game right now, it's still, like, an icon that I need to go to complete it, even though I've done what it says. And I'm okay with that. I just moved on. Yeah. Like, whatever.
There's other things to do. There's other ways to have fun in the game. Yeah.
Right. I don't need it to work perfectly. I just need it to work.
If you play New Vegas at all, the moment you walk into a room and you overload it, it's literally just gonna like sit there and freeze. So I feel like we're all kind of used to that at that point. Like yeah, we're here, whatever.
Yeah,
I'll restart the whole console, whatever.
When I was playing it on our computer, I got through Fallout 3, no problem, never crashed once, nothing ever happened, made it through the game. Fallout New Vegas crashed, like the first 10 minutes of that game crashed every 2 minutes. And I was just like, that's fine, it's probably just me, I probably didn't do something correctly, let me just like restart everything altogether. And I did that I did it like 5 times, and just eventually it worked. You just, I think people just have, I don't know what their expectations are when we push games out as quickly as we are pushing them out. With the
especially
time crunches.
With the large games like that, the super ambitious, like this is not your Assassin's Creed or your Call of Duty where you're releasing new games every single year, and they're basically updates. They're not even
they're the same game, just a different shader at this point and updated graphics. Because you're talking about worlds. Tolkien-esque worlds, like huge worlds that they're building. It's gonna take years.
And then they don't even hold your hand through the world and take you on a tour. They just kind of let you go, oh yeah, you can do whatever you want, wherever you want, like go. Like, and of course they're gonna run into issues.
And they have to have like an if then or that for every step that you take. Like, okay, so if this person's character decides to turn right instead of left when they leave the vault, what are they going to run into? Okay, well, they turn right. Now what happens if they pick this plant? Like, the variables are so high in those kind of games that like you have to give them the time to build them and develop them. That's not a 5-year. I don't even think you could do that in 5 years. Like, if you give me 15 years to build a game.
Right.
Especially the way technology just changes is, like every 90 days, technology is outdated nowadays. So,
right.
I mean, there's that. So I think people who give a lot of slack to Fallout 76, like that game was glitchy when it first came out. We can all admit it. It sucked when it came out. But people who had been around Bethesda, I think, we all had faith. Okay, well, they'll put a patch out. It will be fixed. It will be there. Which I don't think they really. No one gave Cyberpunk that chance for them to fix it. They all just immediately went for the throat. I think I remember even me and like everyone who I know were talking about it. We're like, yeah, I mean, they'll fix it. The studio that made Cyberpunk 2077. Can't think of it off the top of my head. But like, I remember someone saying, "Thank you." They were like, "No, they're like a very reputable like they'll fix it." Like they had complete faith that
they're responsible for the Witcher. So
yeah, and so I know we all joke. We joked in the beginning how we're patiently waiting for another Fallout game. I mean, if they need to take 10 years, please take 10 years. Give me a decent Fallout game. Like, give me what I love. Not that I
76.
don't like 76. I enjoyed it when I played it. It is at the bottom of the list of the Fallout games that we have available. Modern Fallout games. But like it's been, that came out in 2018. It's been 4 years. I mean, if they tell me right now they got one in the works, they're going to need 10 years to do it, I'll be like, okay, cool. Right.
Yeah.
Take 10 years. Just give me a good game. Don't give me a glitchy game. Also, don't make it a massive multiplayer online game.
Yeah, we've got that. Like, I feel like if they really wanted to do it again, just kind of make more updates for 76. Like,
also, don't make it pay to play.
Yeah.
I mean, they were tried really hard in 76 for that not to happen.
Well, they also lost a lot of money too, so
yeah,
they lost a lot of money.
I mean, I did buy Atom packs. I will admit that I paid them for Atoms.
You and probably like 4 other people probably did.
Well,
to help them a little bit.
Probably. There are some really fancy skins on things that I really liked. I am definitely the person who likes my outfits to match head to toe. So I bought multiple skins. I also pre-ordered the game, which gave you Atoms. But then also when you bought the private worlds, you got them every month too.
Yeah.
So I like the base building aspect, so I bought a lot of things for my base. Like fences. And turret guns for people to GTFO. Not that I'm still bitter that my base got blown up.
Yeah. I mean, if they hit you with the nuke, it doesn't matter how many turrets you got.
Yes. Did everybody else build their base like near the Nuka-Cola power, like the Nuka-Cola plant? I'll see.
I built it right outside.
I built it there. I built it next to the water, right next to the Nuka-Cola plant, near like the carnival area.
I don't really know where I built mine because I stopped playing like after 5 days. I just couldn't do it.
I played that game for a full year. Like, I gave it a chance.
You really did.
Mm-hmm.
Baron was with me when I found where I built my base. I found a ship, like I think it was like a schooner or something like that was like halfway buried because it was like on the water and then the water like went away. And I was like, you know what, this ship, this is going to be my base. It made it difficult building my base because like things I wanted to build didn't always interact with the ship in the ways I would want it to, but that's where it was.
I did not like the aspect that you had to pay to fast travel. I had a huge issue with this. Now, I did end up getting the perk, which made it cheap, and then we learned that you can, like, you can fast travel to your teammates' camps for free, or if one person fast travels, then everybody else can leech off that fast travel. But that was, like, the one thing that stuck out in my mind, that I was like, I do not want to waste 3,000 caps to fast travel to the bottom of the map. When you're telling me I have to go there. If I was doing it for fun, fine. But you're telling me I have to go there. But yeah, I think that was the one thing that ever irked me about 76, was having to pay to fast travel. I was like, how dare you? I'm poor.
I probably need to give 76 another try, just because, like,
me too.
When I played it, there was the missions that you had to go on, everybody was fucking dead. So you didn't actually talk to a NPC player or anything like that. Like, and then bobby pins were like half a pound for whatever the fucking reason was, but I just was not getting the grasp on the game, and I was like, this is not like Fallout. So I just stopped playing after 5 days. But obviously things have changed since then, so I probably need to get back on it just to see what it's like now. I don't know.
I have not played it since I think I quit playing close to when they put NPC, like the NPC options in there. I have not played since those have become an option. And we sold one of our PlayStations when we got our PS5, and it was mine, and I was like, the only reason I'm okay with this is if you could literally the only save file I had on there was Fallout 76. It was the only game I ever installed, I think, on that PlayStation that I kept, and it was the only save file that was left on there. And I was like, the only way you can sell this PlayStation is if you can promise me that you can move my save file to the other PlayStation. And so that literally was the only game that I had saved on there. And so every time I look at the PlayStation, knowing that that is the only game that's saved on that PlayStation, I'm like, I should probably play it again.
Yeah.
I put a lot of time into that game and then just never picked it up. And I always stare at it, going like, I should play that game again. Then I don't. A vicious cycle. Then I go back to playing Minecraft.
It all boils down to Minecraft.
Yeah. Listen, life changed for me when I realized I finally learned how to use redstone and could build like mechanics and like mechanisms and like automatic chicken farms. It was over. I built an automatic sorting system for 319 items.
Damn.
Thank you. It was an accomplishment. I also live with a 12-year-old and a 5-year-old who love Minecraft. So like I have to be. I don't have anything else going for me. My husband is the cool uncle. They all love Legend of Zelda. They're like, he's the cool person, and like, but he doesn't like Minecraft. I was like, that's it. That's my niche. I got it. I'm gonna sneak in there.
I'm gonna do it
with the Minecraft and get in with the kids and be cool. So we all started playing Minecraft together since we all lived together, and I have now become the queen, according to them, the queen of Minecraft.
Nice.
So,
that's a good.
Thank you. They come to me with questions. I felt so happy. I'm not joking. Richard and Barrett have met my husband. My husband's very cool. He's way cooler than I am when it comes to video games and things like that. And so for my nephews
that young preteen boys would like. Yes.
Super cool to like kids and young preteens, anyone who likes a gamer. And so for me to have a win, because I can't get them into Harry Potter. They're too young to enjoy true crime and serial killers. Like I have to have something going for me. So it was Minecraft. And so I became the queen of Minecraft for my nephews. And we learned how to build automatic archery things. And so I want them to play Fallout. Like, I try to get them to play it. The 12-year-old just looks at me like I'm crazy. And just can't get them into it, and it's very disturbing to me. So my hope is that when the 5-year-old is old enough to understand how to play it, he will play it.
Mm-hmm. Give it a few more years. 12-year-old might be into it.
This kid is also better at me than Halo and Borderlands. The 5-year-old kid has aim that I do not have.
Yeah.
He can.
Well, like I said, I started Fallout 3 6 times before I enjoyed it.
Oh,
so
there we go.
Maybe
I'll make him try it once a year.
The first 6 times, did you turn left?
Yeah, that's the question.
If that's what it was, that was your problem.
I mean, at least 2 of the times I turned left, but I mean that wasn't the problem. The problem was just like I didn't really fully understand how the games worked and how all the stats worked and how the. I mean, if I'd spent some time, a little bit more time researching it, like maybe, but like I tried to do things just like that I wasn't into, and then eventually, and then what really is neat about Fallout is once I started the run that I would finish the game with, and then I went back and started other runs that I actually enjoyed. I went back and did the things that I didn't enjoy the first time, and I did enjoy them just because I understood them more, and I understood how the world of Fallout works, and I understood what potential they had going forward when I ran into different scenarios and different characters. And it's like, oh, okay, well, if I do this with this character, this will happen to this character. Like, one of my favorite things to do is make a character also that has, like I told you, like my favorite in New Vegas is like just cranking the intelligence. But if you dump the intelligence entirely, like I think they'll let you have a 0. If not, the lowest will let you have is 1. I forget. But you get unique dialogue options.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do things you couldn't do with other characters. Like they're like, oh, you should go check out that plant, and then like your 0 intelligence character is like, what does this have to do with flowers? Like,
I need to
And-
play it like that because I always crank my speech and my charisma up through the fucking roof.
The most fun I've ever had. The most fun I've had is when I maxed out luck.
That's cool. You could still have really high charisma and be really stupid, and everybody will still love you. But like,
you'll just still be really stupid.
Yeah, he's just really dumb. It's just,
yeah.
You have really high charisma. You're just really dumb.
Listen, that's how I play a lot of my D&D characters. So, it fits. High wisdom, high charisma, stupid as fuck.
Oh my god, I do that. I kind of do the same thing with my character in D&D. Then I put my intelligence up kind of a lot and my charisma too. So that's weird. It is weird how
I play a
that kind
druid, so they don't have to be smart. Just gotta be wise.
What am I again, Rick? Cleric something?
You're currently playing a death cleric.
Yes. I'm still very new to this, so I don't know everything just yet, but
you never will.
Great.
Yeah, I did this weird thing where I went to go play Pathfinder for a little bit, and I have now discovered that I really like 5e, and please don't give me that many options ever again.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
Overwhelmed. It took me 8 hours to build 2 character sheets for Pathfinder.
Dang. What the heck is a Pathfinder?
Oh,
maybe that's a question for a different episode. We'll get into that later.
It's D&D 3rd edition.
Oh,
yeah. D&D 3rd edition. Just
oversimplified, but just run with that.
Anything your heart contents is there. Absolutely anything.
That's because there's years of content. 5th edition will be like that here in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I played that for a little bit and was begging to go back to 5e. I was like, I can't. This is too much. Nope. I'm good. Thank you. Bye. I need simple. Once again, like the VAT system. I need simple. Do not overcomplicate it. I need you to keep it simple. And I will be thoroughly enjoyed. I am excited about playing D&D, though. I know this is off topic, Richard, but I am very excited about playing D&D again. I've missed playing a druid with my heart, body, and soul.
Well, a way to tie this back into Fallout, when you do come back and play D&D with us now that we are all vaccinated and we're nearing the end of the crisis. So Lori bought off of Humble Bundle and has like the physical copy. There's Fallout tabletop RPG.
Yeah, I have it too.
Modifius, I think it's called. I
bought it from Humble Bundle. I also bought all the 3D printer files, which I can't use because I don't own a 3D printer.
So once we've played, D&D for a little while, then there's a good chance we'll be starting up a Fallout campaign.
I mean, it might not be worth a poop of a game, but we'll give it a shot.
We'll find out.
I've also wanted to play. They put out a Fallout board game. There's the Fallout board game.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of them. Yeah,
I would love to play that. I don't own it. I put all my money into a Harry Potter tabletop game.
There's 2 of them, I believe. One of them is like a miniature skirmish game. Like it's like you got like your team versus my team, and we're just gonna kind of play our miniature skirmish. And then there's more of a
Wasteland Warfare. Isn't that one Wasteland Warfare?
I think so. Yeah. So if you like your Fallout and you like your tabletop, there are quite a few options on how to merge them. And I believe there's also some very unofficial source materials on how to turn D&D 3.5 and D&D 5e into Fallout.
Yeah, the DM's Guild at that website has lots and lots of... Because when we first started playing, I wanted to run Fallout, and I wanted to run a Fallout D&D game because the mechanics make sense. They kind of go hand in hand with one another. Very easily could translate a barbarian into super mutant. That kind of transition is there. Because the other classes, I'm not sure exactly. That's the only one that came to my head. But that blending of the 2 worlds comes really easy. So I know when I looked through the DM's Guild, whatever that website's called, there's so much out there. I mean, if you love Fallout, you love tabletop games, someone has made that possible for you to run that game.
Yeah, it's pretty easily translatable when your standard stats are pretty much your special. Your skills are basically your stats in Fallout, and then perks or feats. It's
like I said, you're just missing physical dice in the Fallout game world, and pretty much have a D&D game. I mean, to the point where you even have party members. Like you have, you find people who are, you find people who are different stats than you to come travel with you because they have what you lack.
And with the introduction of sidekicks to D&D 5e, I think it was originally they added the sidekicks in Dragon of Icefire Peak, and now I think it's in one of the more official source books that you can just add sidekicks. I mean, it's basically there's companions right there.
Mm-hmm. I'm thoroughly excited about all that. I just wish they could announce another Fallout game. That's all we need.
But take your time.
Yeah, but take your time. Don't rush it. Just tell me it's in the works so I have some semblance of hope. I think.
I mean, I can tell you it's in the works with that official announcement. I mean, like, there's no way that Microsoft would have spent all that money basically making Bethesda exclusive if there wasn't both an Elder Scrolls and a Fallout game in the future that they could take advantage of.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think we're also all waiting for another Elder Scrolls game too. I mean,
how many more times can they remake Skyrim?
I have a feeling it's a few more times.
You can play Skyrim on your Alexa now. Like it's.
Hey, what?
Yeah.
It's true. I'm not making a joke here. You can.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
It reminds me of this game I used to play in high school when I took the only computer class that my high school offered, the programming class that they offered. We all played like this text-based RPG game where it was all text. Like you come to a wall. What do? And you would like type turn left. It's very much that, but on Alexa.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I just had a Zork text-based player. I don't remember the name of it, but it was really fun. Whoever introduced me to that text-based RPG game that I played in high school. Thank you.
Yeah, now it's on the Switch now and everything like that. I mean, like if they come out with Skyrim for the PS5, I'm gonna rage.
They have to put it on all the consoles, Richard. All of them. Before you know it, it will be in your mind chip that we all just got. We will all play it.
Is that what happened when we all got vaccinated? We all got Skyrim installed?
Yep, that's exactly what happened. We all have Windows 10 and Skyrim.
We basically are Microsoft now.
Come standard.
I can upload myself into the Skyrim world at this moment.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
True.
Give me a Fallout game where you can find a DeLorean, and when you hop in the DeLorean, it takes you to a Elder Scrolls game, and then you can just kind of like.
It sounds perfect.
Whoa!
You cannot build a better game.
Bethesda's new game launch, Rick?
Yeah.
You pitching it?
Bethesda, call me. got some ideas.
Give him a call. You got a DeLorean?
castersguild@gmail.com. You know where to reach me.
Do you think Bethesda is ever going to use another developer again like they did for New Vegas? With how popular New Vegas is, they were a part of it as a publisher, but they didn't develop that game.
No, I don't know if they'll ever get back together, but I think at maybe some point they might team tag again. I just don't know if it'll be the same way as it was in New Vegas.
Yeah, definitely they'll use Obsidian again.
I don't know. Yeah, I just want to see if they would, because if you ask several people what their favorite Fallout game is, I feel like the majority of them would say New Vegas. I don't know. That's just because the people I talk to all like New Vegas.
A lot of people. The thing is, Bethesda has built themselves up a little bit of a reputation for not working well with others. Between what Obsidian said after working with them, and then there's the group of people who broke off from Bethesda and made Kingdoms of Amalur. Forget what they called their company. I'd have to go find my copy of Kingdoms of Amalur and look on the box. But between those two groups, they've kind of built themselves up a little bit of a reputation. So I don't know if another company would want to work with them hand in hand like that again.
Which is a real shame, because there are a lot of good developer companies out there that are not Bethesda.
And
But
Bethesda is a better publisher than they are a developer.
Yes, I can agree with that statement. I mean, if they would just give them a chance, it'd be great. I'm always curious about that because Avalanche. That's what I was trying to think of. Avalanche Software. That's who I'd want to build another Fallout game.
What are they known for?
They're the ones doing Legacy. They also have done. They do a lot of WV games. Hold on, God of War.
Oh, okay. That's
things like that. Mm-hmm.
When I hear God of War, I think Santa Monica, but I guess Avalanche is probably part of that.
They did Far Cry 6.
I mean,
they just did Back
games.
4 Blood, Resident Evil Village. I think they kind of have their hands into a lot of pots. Horizon Forbidden.
Yeah, they sound like one of those companies that like they're not like the main company of a lot of these games, but a lot of these the big AAAs a lot of times have several studios.
Another game called Gotham Knights. I don't know what this is, but it comes out in 2022.
It's the one with Robert Pattinson in it. No, the updated version.
Upcoming action role-playing video game based on the DC comic characters Batman and his supporting cast. Anybody else had no idea this game was coming out? Because I didn't.
Nope. I don't have the finger on the pulse like I used to when I worked for GameStop, though. So
yes, I understand that. I watched my husband try to play the PS5 without being someone who works for GameStop. This was his first console he had to buy, not being someone who works for GameStop. And oh boy, did he learn the struggles of regular civilians.
And now it is now official as of like a couple weeks ago that no one I've worked with at GameStop or no one I knew at GameStop works at GameStop anymore. Like I no longer have the connection.
Yep, Kat left to work for Regions. Corey might be the only person that I know that's left.
Well, there's also Brandon. Brandon was on the podcast here before. Not your husband, of course. I'm talking about the other one. Brandon. He was on the anime episode. He still works there, so I guess I still do have one connection. A guild member in GameStop. We still had a guild member in GameStop. Never mind, everybody. We're fine.
We're good. Everybody calm down. We still have a connection. We can still get video game information. Everybody breathe. We're solid.
Hi, Brandon. I know you're listening. How you doing? Thanks for being our guild member on the inside, buddy.
Thank you. We appreciate you and all you do and the sacrifices you make to work at that company. I was a spouse of GameStop for many years, and I know the stuff they put you guys through, and it's crazy. God bless you.
All right, Baron, you ready to throw a bow on this one? Just tell people Fallout's fun and to go play Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout is the gateway drug for non-gamers to feel like gamers. It really is what it is.
Whatever you do, don't turn left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's
a life lesson we all learned. When you leave the vault, don't turn left. And stay away from haunted schools.
There you go.
Also, Mothman is really cool. Church services on Sunday.
All right, so as much as we love this game, I think we can all agree that we hope that it never turns out this way. What it is to play in this world, it'd be shitty to live in. But until that time, I'm looking forward to the next game 20 years from now. And hopefully a few more patches in 76. And we'll always have the old games to fall back on. I think I actually still have to play 1 and 2, and hopefully I won't hate them. And like they were trying to tell me, remember, don't turn left.
Don't turn left. All right. Our new guild members, if anybody liked what you had to say and they want to find you somewhere on the internet, where can they find you?
I'm not big on platforms, but you can follow my Instagram. It's Lori_Sutton with 2 N's.
Yeah, if you want to find me and watch me upload a picture twice a year, you can definitely follow me on Instagram. And my username, and I swear to gosh, Richard is going to laugh at me because now it's an inside joke, is Little Jeffrey D. Don't ask questions. LIL Jeffrey D. Little Jeffrey D.
We'll have links to those in the description down below. Thank you both so much for being on. It has been a pleasure. Email us at castersguild@gmail.com with ideas for future episodes. And if you really want to know all of my sick Fallout strats. I'll get you through Fallout 3 without firing a gun. Follow us on all the socials. Check us out every other Tuesday night for our Discord game nights. Come follow us on Discord. We will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Don't hang out in the vault. Bye.